Welcome back to First Issues. A few weeks ago, we started a series on insurance with industry expert Mosadinkwe Mosinyi. We discussed home insurance, funeral covers, motor vehicle insurance, business insurance, as some of the insurance options that exist in Botswana. The standout point made by our guest was that policyholders must understand the terms and conditions of their covers to avoid disappointment when trying to put in claims with their insurers. We close our series this evening with a look at insurance against damage from political or civil upheavals. In July this year, our neighboring country, South Africa, experienced a political upheaval in some parts of the KwaZulu-Natal province that saw locals rioting, leading to looting from small, micro, medium to large enterprises. The damage and losses from this resulted in a lot of businesses closing shop and thousands of people losing their jobs. The results were a cascading effect that trickled down to the rest of the community, where a shortage of the bare minimum essentials was experienced. Should the same happen here in Botswana, is there an insurance cover that guards against such damage to businesses? Our guest Mosadinkwe says yes, there is.
Actually, there is. So in Botswana, we're actually very, very fortunate. Most policies in Botswana cover riots. So it is actually also about the scale of the issue. So if there's an outright war, that will not be covered. So in Botswana, that would be riots would be covered. It is also really about the scale of the issue. So there are general conditions in. Again, we've talked a lot about policy terms and conditions. There are general conditions that show what is excluded, something that we call general exclusions. So exclusions, if you look at them, they would exclude wars and stuff like that, which is very, which will affect the entire country to the point that no single person or no single insurer can manage the loss. But in Botswana, we have traditionally not had a lot of riots or civil commotion. As a result, it is perceived as a very low risk. So it would be covered. However, I know people be thinking about the riots that happened in South Africa. So in South Africa, you may find that some insurers may exclude that. You will need to then get your traditional fire policy and then get another cover that is underwritten by something that they call Sasria, or in Namibia it was called Nasria, because traditionally there are people that we know they take to the streets and yeah.
So since such a cover exists, are there any minimum security requirements that an insurer would need for, say, a business place to have in place?
I think the thing about rioting, again, depending on or strikes, depending on the scale, is about what those people are going to do. So, all being equal, the security that you have, if you are not a bank, you need to have your vault ready, you need to have your security ready, or if you are just a normal mom and pop shop, supermarket, it means that you need to make sure that you've got burglar door bars and things that will make sure that people don't just come in and out as they please. I think the other thing that I also need to touch on when we talk about policies, there are certain sensitive organizations or even buildings, if you like, that may require just not more than a fire policy. The other thing I think that I may want to point out is that there are certain organizations that may need more than just a fire policy, because there are organizations that may be targeted by terrorists, as an example. So we have a cover that will cover that, or political riot. So sensitive buildings or sensitive businesses will need more than just the normal commercial insurance that covers fire. So significant businesses, some businesses, depending on what they do and the scale at which they do it, and their importance, they will need more than just a normal policy that you and I may have for our businesses. So they would need specialized insurance for those kind of activities. those kind of events and things like terrorism, because people will know that if I target such and such a business, this is what's going to happen. So businesses, certain businesses, especially corporates, will need specialized cover, also looking at what they do.
This program was brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?